Bankstown Stadium is abuzz at the moment. PacificTest not far away. 3 in total to start the day. Papua New Guinea, 15th ranked in the world, taking on the Cook Islands 25th. They missed out on the World Cup this time around, the Cook Islands, but they will be very inspired and motivated by missing out. Of course, Papua New Guinea, they're the co-host for the World Cup at the end of the year. They're ready to go. And here are the teams. Mark Gasnier, it's a wonderful day. The stage is set.
Hey, good afternoon, Joel. Isn't it what? Conditions absolutely perfect. The field looks stunning. And I love this. You're going to see a lot of pride, a lot of passion that they're going to show for their country.
So here come the captains. Alex Glenn, left of screen, the Brisbane Bronco player. It's been a very good camp, I'm told, for the Cook Islands. Meanwhile, the Kummels, it's his first time, not in the Kummel jumper, Rod Griffin, but as captain. He's played so many test matches for Papua New Guinea, but today he's first as the captain, and both sides have prepared so well. Such a huge honour. You look at this Papua New Guinea side, 8 million people is the population in Papua New Guinea. It is these men here who have been chosen to represent such a proud country, a proud nation, where rugby league, it is the national sport. So pressure on the shoulders of these young men. They know the Cook Islands team, who have many NRL experience. They will be ready to go. Let's go down to ground level now with your host day MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Cook Islands, to be performed by Elizabeth New-Corey, followed by the national anthem of Papua New Guinea, to be performed by Leslie Gagau.
Let us sing of our joy to be free, praising God and rejoicing to be Papua New Guinea. Shout our name from the mountains to sea, Papua New Guinea. Let us raise our voices and proclaim Papua New Guinea. Now give thanks to the good Lord above, for His kindness, His wisdom and love, for this land of our fathers so free, Papua New Guinea. Shout again
Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Elizabeth New-Corey and Leslie Gagow with the national anthems of Cook Islands and Papua New Guinea. Cook Islands won the toss. We're told they will run towards the southern end of Campbelltown Sports Stadium. On standby.
So they are ready to go. And well done as well to Leslie and Elizabeth for the renditions of their respective national anthems. But now we get prepared for something special. I had a sneak peek at this during the week, and it is the war cry of the Cook Islands. They will prepare at the southern end of the field, and this is something well and truly worth watching. The Cook Islands in green, Papua New Guinea in yellow. And young Ezra Howe Jr., he's the man who will be in the centre of the pack to start proceedings for the Cook Islands war cry. Enjoy this. There it is, very good. The team, the nickname, the Cookies. They are ready to go. The stage is set, the first of three. PacificTest, short and sweet for the Papua New Guineans. Eight million people in Papua New Guinea. The 15 islands, you see the flag on the sleeve. The 15 stars represent the 15 islands. But 17 men represent the Cook Islands today in a PacificTest. And this fellow here, his first time captaining a very, very, very proud nation. Mark Gasnier, you've seen many, many NRL games over the years, but these PacificTests, there's just something rare about them.
I think the passion stands out for me, Joel. The passion they display for their country. Should be a great contest, though. The Cook Islands still got 345 NRL games experience. Alex Glenn's 200 of that, yes. Whereas the Kumals, well, they've got a hell of a lot of experience. Play together week in, week out at the Intrust Super Cup. 12 players play together, so cohesion's a big thing.
9 of those players playing for the Papua New Guinea Hunters this season. Michael Murrum is the coach. He's been terrific. They lead the Intrust Super Premiership, the PNG Hunters. And good luck today as well to the referee, James Childs, on debut in a test match. Jono Ford kicks off the Pacific Test right here on Fox League. And straight away there's a determined charge from Stanton Albert. Luke Page. His grandfather went to Papua New Guinea for work. His father was born there. They shifted early. There's the captain, Rod Griffin. Huara Jr. short. And Stanton Albert 8 metres away from the halfway line. Huara Jr. feigned to go left. Popped it up for Henry Wan. A steady set to start things for Papua New Guinea. Boas, and that's Assay Boas. The brothers in the halves. Good chase as well from Assay. Reece Martin, the Bulldog, was there to make the tackle as well. Chan's nickel clock's that in the background there on his haunches. You can see the tape. Heavily bandaged on that left ankle.
And made his debut last week for the Warriors, Joel. Had a good impact too. 14 runs, 105 metres. Looks a little bit under the weather.
Isaac John. At the back they go, and Doyle Munga gets a quick play of the ball. John fires to the short side. Makator. And Makahesi Makator, not far away, they tell me, from a debut at the Canberra Raiders. John to the sky. Here's the test now for Armian. Takes his time there, Stargroth. And Stargroth, an interesting name. We're told that Stargroth, Armian, he's named after a Spanish actress. So he looked to be the big star as well. Richard Pandia fights for that tackle. The drums are beating here at Campbelltown Stadium. Adex Wera, he's named in the centres. He'll play on the wing, we believe, this afternoon. So Watson Boas. You can hear the contact there on the captain, Rod Griffin, fighting for this tackle. Controlled start from both sides. Watson Boas. Shallow kick. So they'll be forced to play at this. They do so.
And the Cook Islands just happy to let PNG catch the football and tackle him with the football. I'd like to see PNG potentially get a two-pass play. Cook Islands very short and defensive line.
Get up now!
So this time it's the captain, Alex Glenn. Apparently he's been driving the team mad with his country music. His son Masters, 2-year contract at the West Tigers. Promising young fellow. Junior Kiwi with his centre partner, in fact, Marata Nyakore. Both of them prefer the back row as their position. Dave Munro under pressure. So John dictating terms so far. Slides across. Early possession to Makator. And Makahesi Makator, good defence from the captain, Griffin. Watson Boas was there as well. Here's a little stab kick looking for Jono Ford. Stargroth goes back. Richard Pandia needs to play it at Ford, trying to go to Pandia. Gets underneath for Whitney Baker. Brave stuff from Pandia. But this defence, well, they've been shoveled back into the in goal. And a Whitney Baker with the blonde top there, he couldn't quite get Pandia in goal on the first occasion, but he didn't miss the second time.
Oh man, just ran into an absolute brick wall. Good control from both teams early too. No errors, getting through their sets. Great opportunity for the Cook Islands.
So just a 35-metre shallow kick, and there goes Khan Doyle Munga. A determined charge 22 metres away. Popped up now for Dave Munro. So how do they defy? They've been so good in the Intrust Super Premiership of Queensland. John slides across, goes to the fullback, box out, they get it over the wing now, Danila. But they push him towards the touchline. James Child had called held.
A great desperation from PNG. Unfortunately, they concede a penalty, but still, a lot of intent on their goal line. They really want to defend this set.
So Nikore takes it on himself. This kid is so close to playing NRL at Parramatta. He's 5 metres away from the try line. Aaron Teroy. He's a dummy half right to left. Makator's been busy earlier. He steadies. He goes towards the halfback Boas. But trapped a metre away. Teroy darts off and peels to the left. Jono Ford sends a missile out to Nickel Clockstad. Pass in front to Masters. But Masters swarmed upon. Desperate Papua New Guinea defence. Glenn Munro. Dummied. Taken to ground, 6 away. What tricks up their sleeve do they have here, the Cook Islands? Owini Baker charges on his own. But again, this defence powers upfield last play. Teroy to John. Dummies. They play at the kick. Dave Munro scores the first try of the Pacific Test. Waiting for confirmation. We are bunker bound.
Last tackle, we got no try. Check for onside, please.
Yeah, I thought he was offside live. See the replay here. Isaac John just tries to step back into that space you can see on the inside and get it through the defensive line. Oh no.
We see at the point of the kick that the 13 for the Cook Islands is offside, and he's within 10 metres of the Papua New Guinean player. There's no attempt to charge the ball down, so he's not placed onside. Have a decision and going to the board.
There you go. Well explained.
So Bernie Sutton, the voice you hear, he presses the decline button, and they survived the raid. It was just all the action down the end. A penalty here for the Papua New Guineans.
It's offside.
And for the offside, great defence from PNG. 2 sets of 6 on their line. Really defend from inside out. They're trying to invite the Cook Islands to go around their edges. And the Cook Islands couldn't oblige.
Okay, here we are, guys. Don't wait. We are. Wait. Okay.
So Reece Martin, he along with the captain Rod Griffin, are playing New South Wales Cup at the moment for Canterbury. He's been terrific, Reece Martin. He's a back rower who can kick goals. He's a brilliant kicker. Asa Boas will be the first man though. Luke Page tumbles forward. The sole NRL cap in the Papua New Guinea side. Watson Boas, the captain Griffin. Ortovo Pawara Jr. goes to Watson Boas, who links up now and stares at Albert, the former Panther, 22 metres away, back short side. Watson Boas to the line, puts the kick through. Jeff Daniela speeds across.
Still a great set from PNG after being under pressure and defending their goal line for 2 sets. Look where they've got the Cook Islands, trapped in their 10 metre.
Greg Kamali, welcome to the coverage. What a start to the test.
It's a great start to the test, and obviously the pace down here at ground level is very good, and the high quality, no errors, building some pressure. And you're right, Gaz, both teams are playing very narrow defensively, but it's that risk versus reward. While no one goes around you, stay compressed and win the tackles.
So, of course, Adrian Lamb has been at the helm at Papua New Guinea. Mal Meninga another. But Michael Murray, he's the man in charge today. Deep inside their own 30, towards their 20, it was John. But that's a beautiful kick from Isaac John. Under the circumstances, an Armian has to go back inside his 20. An unusual dummy thrown back to Tete.
Well, Michael Murray, I think his heart was in his mouth there for a second. Great kick, Isaac John. They'd only gone 30 metres in the set. He relieved some of that pressure.
So this time, Adex Wera out the back to Pawara Jr. Muscle to the turf, though. Good defence from the Cook Islands. Alex Glenn, the captain, made that one. Reece Martin, he's got a bit of foot in him, Reece. Links up with Richard Pandia. Pandia jets back in field. Oh, Weedy Baker, the big fella. Makes that tackle. Henry Wan. There's a good charge from the Kummel. Kawara Jr. Ase Boas keeps it low. Nickel clocks it. That's a wonderful take. Those ones that trick along the ground, jump up late. Chance Nickel clocks that. That was classy. So Teroi to John. Little shimmy from Daniela, and he points to Marata Ekore. Says, go that way, young fella.
And great play from the Cook Islands. You can see there, they just made 25 metres just from simple passing.
Makahesi Makator, hasn't he had a powerful start? Weedy Baker to the line. He links up now with Khan Doyle Munga. But this defence again, brutal from Papua New Guinea. John under pressure. Here's a torpedo, a test for Armian. Well taken.
Great take there from Armian. That was spiralling, that was high. And the sun would have been just in his eyes on that occasion. Great take. And still great control from both these teams with the football.
Speaking to Marcus Bai yesterday, and he was talking to me about there'd be many people back home in Papua New Guinea who have walked for days to get themselves around a television. And we say hello to all the viewers in Papua New Guinea and wish your team all the best this afternoon.
Joel, I was fortunate enough. My first test was in Port Moresby against Papua New Guinea, and I tell you what, we did win, and we won comfortably, but it was some of the sorest players I'd ever seen after the game from the Australian forwards. It was the first time I saw guys like Petro Sivatasiva, Jason Rolls, basically get bent backwards. They are the toughest team to play when it comes to physically and hitting you through the middle.
He was a great player, wasn't he, Marcus Bai? He told me a funny story yesterday that when he had started in the NRL, he'd made about, in this particular game, 2 or 3 tackles in a row. And Melbourne were big on the ruck. And they're screaming out, Marcus work, Marcus work. And he said, I've just made 3 tackles.
Well, Brett Kamali on the sideline won a premiership with Marcus.
Well, we might speak to him a bit later about that. So Papua New Guinea, no score. 12 gone in the first of 3 matches here on Fox League. The Pacific Test. This looks ominous, though. You get the sense. Kawara Jr. He just goes to the left-hand side. Boas. That was Watson on Griffin, who was taken high. And here comes the penalty.
Cheers, Matt. Too high. Too high. It's a high tackle. They're about 4 foot. It's a high tackle. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
What a response.
Okay.
So Griffin just jumps back on the bike. This time he stays away from John. This time John goes very low. And they've got him hard pressed now. Kawara Jr. He gets across, and Thompson Tene has open space. He flirted with the dead ball line. Consideration for the kicker. But Papua New Guinea scored the first try of the day.
And the footwork. A great play. They had a big shift set up to the right-hand side. The Cook Islands had matched their numbers. They only had 2 on the short side. And look at this play. Lamb, bang, steps to the outside. Great feet. Skips and Tete. This will look great from this angle. Bang, just a stop-start. Gets on the outside. Great left-hand flick pass. And it's PNG that gets the first blow. That's great footwork.
It was off the back of a high tackle. They had their chance at the other end, the Cook Islands. But this flat, very flashy Papua New Guinean side scored the first try through Thompson Tete.
It's such a good play. When you isolate individuals, particularly with the footwork of Lamb, down the short side, I think Danny Badiris used to do it with Matt Gidley, just to give him that opportunity one-on-one close to the line with a bit of space.
So he has scored 3 tries in his last 2 Queensland Cup appearances, has Thompson Tete. A double at his last appearance and a great start this afternoon. Asa Boas, the very short abbreviated run-up, but it is a perfect kick. Papua New Guinea 6, lead the Cook Islands 0, Brett Cavoli.
And we saw the Cook Islands have 3 attacking sets and were unable to score, and the PNG get 2 sets on the opposition's line. Wonderful individual play from Olam, and as you said, Mark Gasnier, that was a Matt Gidley actually little flick. It was amazing to see. High completion rate, great quality game at the moment.
BK, what was he like to play with Marcus Bai?
Marcus Bai, he was great because in those days it was like the back rower, or sorry, the winger would do the hit-ups of the front rower. So on tackle 1, 2 and 3, you knew Marcus Bai would come in. He'd make 15 to 20 metres for you. As you said, he just chased really hard. He was a great character of the team, and unfortunately his career was struck a little bit short by accidentally landing on the signage on a kick.
So a fantastic start from a team who is World Cup bound. Now they lose possession. Teroi spins away. Can they answer immediately here, the Cook Islands?
First error of the match, 15th minute.
Chance Doyle Manga. Long pass from Teroi to Ford. Early possession for Glenn. And Asa Boas makes the tackle. So the Cook Islands explore the short side through Masters. And Issard Masters, the Tiger, gets so close. Deep on the left-hand side. But the captain, Glenn, goes himself. Now stretched on the right side, the Cook Islands. Ford. Dummies back to John. Set piece to Nickel Klokstad, but Watson Boas went bang. Isaac John. Here's the test now for Pandia. He'll leap high, but Ford jumps above him. Jono Ford.
Last tackle. Got to try. Checking the grounding, please.
Have the halves combined here. The nice kick from John.
Kick chase is onside.
Well, he's one of the biggest 5'8" you'll ever see. Jono Ford gets high up above them here. He definitely grabs it. It's whether he plants it down. No.
Has been knocked on in the in goal. Have a decision and going to the board.
Unlucky there. Wasn't a bad set for the Cook Islands, but still, they're just a little bit sideways. If they're going to persevere with that, Jono Ford, Isaac John, they've got to start to bring people back underneath them, because the PNG, they've really adjusted and they're chasing hard, and the space is back on the inside.
We saw that last night, Gaz, when Josh Dugan scored the first try for the Australian side last night. Not kicking the ball to the wingers these days, because the wingers generally are the best catchers in the team. That kick there landed on the 5'8" or the centre's head, and that was a great attacking area to kick the ball to.
Their second try denied. Early in the first half, rather, as Page fights for the tackle. Henry one. Good set. It's a very simple set, but they're making big meters here, Papua New Guinea, as Asa Boas back to Reece Martin. Alex Glenn was sturdy with the shoulder.
That's silly from Jono Ford, just diving in. Boas brothers look lively, don't they? Zippy. I'd like to see them late in the halves. Run the football.
Got the Albert brothers in the team as well. But they did score a try off the last penalty, Papua New Guinea, so can this time the Cook Islands resist the charge? Kawara Jr., the most popular player of the team, goes to the left-hand side. Look at this charging run from Stanton Albert. Kawara Jr. back to the left-hand side. Asa Boas back to Teta. Thompson Teta. Flirted with the touchline a little there as Justin Oleg to Griffin. You fancy this is a settling play here from the captain. So Asa Boas on the left-hand side. It goes to the right-hand side this time, though. And there's a good charge. And good defence as well. Quick play of the ball. They got Puara Jr. And immediately they point to the spot. Papua New Guinea score their second.
Puara Jr., the beneficiary of a quick play the ball, picked the ball up, had numbers in motion. That's the key. He would not have scored if his front rowers didn't push up in close support. Luke Page there just pushes up in close support, gets him one-on-one on the try line, and you're not going to stop him from there. Again, that's 2 from 2 with their conversion rate. As soon as they get up to the Cook Islands try line, the Cook Islands wouldn't be happy with that, conceding tries far too easily. But great play by PNG. I'll tell you what, the structure when they set up, really good, a lot of width about what they do. Everyone knows their role. Michael Marum deserves credit. They look organised, they look crisp.
So he's another prolific try scorer, is Watovo Puara. Watovo Puara Jr. And now Ase Boas. We approach the quarter mark of the game. Just only needs the 2 steps, not a problem there. They take it out to 12-0 Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, it was a nice little play there from the PNG side. Puara Jr. getting the try. Momentum going forward. They're playing the power game, the PNG side, but it doesn't matter what football game you play, especially today when you're playing a test match football, the quality of the opposition, you cannot bomb any tries. You cannot give any opportunities away, and obviously for Ford missing that try, it's disappointing for him.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? To have 2 denied at the other end. And that was dangerous. Well, that was a take, and you mentioned Mark Gasnier, the son perhaps in that corner. That was Ase Boas every day for him to take. He left it for Pandia. And will they pay the ultimate price?
I think that was a lack of communication rather than the sun being in their eyes. But this is where John O'Ford and Isaac John need to take control. I spoke about it earlier. You'll see in the replay here. There's just a lack of communication there. They don't know who's going to take the football, but they need to straighten the attack or start dropping people under here. John O'Ford and Isaac John.
Makahesi Makator. 32 away. Isaac John. Onto the field, Sam Matora. He's only had the 1 game back in the New South Wales Cup. Nathan Brown is keen to see him with the match fitness. They carry on now. John takes the line on now to John O'Ford. Deep it goes to Nickel Klokstad. But the defence raced upon Masters, who steadies and continues on. They're pointing to the right-hand side here, the Cook Islands. They fire it that way now. Isaac John, Makahesi Makator. 5 metres away. Niokore dummies. Murata Niokore. Deep to John. They try the shallow kick again, targeting Pandia. Here they come, but Pandia touches it. Once again, a goal line dropout for Papua New Guinea.
Well, Pandia, his teammates should have just communicated with him to leave the football because that was pretty much going dead on the full. It was a great read earlier, though, from Pandia on that right-hand side to shut down the Cook Islands play because they had numbers. He just gives it a helping hand. And you've got to remember, John O'Ford, Isaac John, they do have 38 NRL games between them in experience, so you would think they've got to revise their plan because this is their 5th set of 6 attacking PNG's line.
So here comes big Sam Matora. They had the barber in yesterday. The photos in the big league look different. They've all got the sharp doos now, Cook Islands. As Whitney Baker, none sharper than this one. John O'Ford. To the line, Alex Glenn, the skipper. Yeah, both people at the back, but they've wrapped him up. John O'Ford. Ooh, that's a rough old pass to Munro.
It was a bit of a nothing set. The right idea, John O'Ford trying to get Alex Glenn one-on-one. And the pass just way too hard. It was a real tough one there for Munro.
So what a day on Fox League. You've got Fiji versus Tonga. Matty Russell will be around to call that one. And then England take on Samoa. A lot of controversy around the likes of the Australian-based players being selected, those who weren't necessarily born in England. I know there's been a lot of criticism back in England about that, but all Wayne Bennett needs to do is win. It's a danger game, isn't it? Samoa, they've got some wonderful players in that team. Andrew Voss will call that game.
I think Australia and New Zealand would be worried about that Samoan team.
Yeah. We were just talking off air about the concept of having a Pacific Nations team. Couldn't you build a nice little team out of that? Maybe one for Frank Pilatua and his troops there.
There'll be some war dances.
Yeah. There's Reece Martin. So in what's been a very evenly weighted match, really, in general play. Here's a little kick from, I say, Boas. Boas makes the play. It sits up beautifully. And a fantastic tackle.
Turnover, let go.
Made by Jono Ford.
Again, great vision from Boas. Just saw the winger stayed up in the defensive line. Great little kick in behind, but you're right, Jono Ford. Brilliant effort to get back there and cover defend.
So the backs are getting involved here. Nickel Klokstad. Here's a challenge now for Armian. Nickel Klokstad burns him off. Armian tries to get him and does. He was just about gone.
Great defence.
But Stargroth Armian now a little lost. Jono Ford, he looks to the open side. Quick hands they go. Nikore, he links up with the winger, and they do respond. Jeff Daniela in the corner with a tackle from Stargroth. Armian was brilliant, but at the likes of Jono Ford, they looked up, they had him on toast out on the right, the left edge of Papua New Guinea. But this one here.
Well, it was Nickel Klokstad. Great individual effort, gets straight in behind the ruck, some lazy markers. But what about Armian? The desperation he shows, and then the Cook Islands, to their credit, whilst it was a little bit scrappy, they realise where the space is. They get the ball out wide, they get it to the right people. Great little skip to the outside, and that's just a brilliant try. Daniela capitalises, but it was Nickel Klokstad that did all the work, straight through the middle of the ruck.
So an important kick for Isaac Jono early in the match. Just repeating as well, international rules, there's no golden point should it be required this afternoon in any of the 3 games. 10 interchanges are allowed as well. And of course the 1 referee. They're the main changes in the international rules. And Jeff Daniela, he's playing with St Mary's at the moment in the Ron Massey Cup. Finds himself back on the big stage.
Yep, did play 44 NRL games with the Panthers and the Tigers.
This fellow here, I was asking about his scenario, and Isaac John, and I understand he's got a thriving clothing label, so that's where all his interests are going at the moment. Isaac John. Thuds it, it looks shallow, it hits the post and goes over. So a 6-point ball game all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's a good game of football, high quality. I was at an NRL conference, a Data Jam conference yesterday, and the one thing they spoke about was player recruitment and development and how you pick these great young kids. Nickel Klokstad was a champion NYC player and reserve grade player, or in-trust player, 17 tries in 30 games for the Warriors the last 2 years. He made the progression to first grade last week and handled it with ease. The things they look for, run meters after collision, and tries.
I love the tries. And everything was just rubber going against the Cook Islands early, but they have responded. And I was about to see the charge there from Big Witty Baker, but it was clever work from Ford as he picks up Reddy on the short side.
Time off, tackle 1 back there. Okay. Win it.
Masters.
2, move.
Witty Baker. Tedoi looking for a quick play of the ball. Left-hand side, Ford. Ford to Glenn.
Release now, Arthur. Lock in. Well done.
Makator.
Assi Boas has done a great job defensively over on that right edge against Alex Glenn.
So Isaac John almost exclusive with the kicks. They run it this time, though. Nickel Clockstad. He's been a handful. He's a bit Roger Tuivasa-Sheck-like. John, pass a miss. Dived upon by Pawara Jr. Desperation from the young hooker.
And we're starting to see the game open up a little bit. A bit more second phase play. A few more gaps through the middle of the ruck.
So Asa Boas just serves the pass up, and Justin Oland. Pawara Jr., he's the reason they've got the ball. His desperation. Henry Wan trapped just short of the halfway line. Onto the field now, probably the tallest player in the field, Wellington Albert. His first carry took a bit of a knock there, this Wellington. Watson Boas thuds it into the touch.
A smart play, Watson Boas. Just probably felt like the Cook Islands were starting to get a little bit of ascendancy. A couple of half breaks off the back of the try. Just thought we'll put it into touch. Let's regroup, get our defensive line set, potentially try force an error.
Yeah, it was right, Gaz. It's a very clever kick. I thought the Bowles brothers have been handling the game and the occasion better than what the Cook Islands have done. You talked about last night. The kicking game from the Kangaroos was far more superior than the kicking game from the Kiwis. And in the end, it doesn't build any pressure. It relieves pressure. And on the back of that, you concede points.
And particularly, there's not the big penalty of the 7 tackle set in the international rules. It's still only 6 tackles, so you can probably, go for the in-goal a little bit more.
So Nixon put onto the field. You see him making the tackle there with 16. He's making his international test debut, so good luck to Nixon. Daniela from dummy half. Charles Nickel Clockstad. I'll tell you what, for a guy who's got the flu, he's got a bad virus yesterday. Charles Nickel Clockstad is playing out of his skin at the moment. There's a good carry as well. And speaking about international debuts, Torado. The likes of Tedavano and Dylan Napa weren't available, so young Kobe Torado gets his debut as well.
And a good response from the Cook Islands. You can see Isaac John happy to put the ball into touch as well. Maybe a little bit of fatigue set it in.
Yeah, there's plenty of fatigue, isn't there? They're taking their time here, both Papua New Guinea and the Cook Islands.
Well, this is where Pawara Jr. really has to have a look at his opportunities. Tedoy the same. There's going to be a lot of opportunities in and around that ruck area. Once the big forwards get fatigued, there's so much opportunity there. Pulls for a knock on there.
Yeah, well, he looked to double take at it. So for me, I didn't see the pickup, but the way his body moved, it suggested perhaps there would be a knock on as Armian tracks up towards the 20. So Pania, who's had a tough start out in that right wing for Papua New Guinea. Martin. Quick off the line was Isaac John. He charged into Wellington Albert. He probably saw the big fella coming, so opted to take the time away from him. Under pressure, Watson Boas. Charles Nickel Cox said they'll need a good chase here, and they have that. The Papua New Guinea side, yellow jumpers everywhere.
Isaac John still looking a little bit ginger after that hit. Might see an early shift here from the Cook Islands.
So that's the case. John links up with Masters, and Masters changed hand with the ball. He had forwarded support on the left. Succumbs to the tackle just inside the half of Papua New Guinea. Alex Glenn has had a good start to this test match. Now with forward to John. John to Mataora. Flick pass out the back, cleaned up by John. Now to Ruben Porter, who's on the field. Striking resemblance of Joseph Tarpany. The Cook Islands, can they get another one before half-time? The banana kick from John, heading towards the post, but taken well by Ase Boas.
Well, Porter, he had numbers. He had Nickelroy down the short side. If he just got the ball on, there was a lot of space in there. The PNG defensive line had come up and in, and the space was there. And Isaac John, great kick back towards the post. And they get another repeat set of 6.
Gee, that was a clever kick. Just a little bit deeper. If they get it closer to that crossbar. Fantastic kick from Isaac John, who's almost exclusively their kicker. Haven't seen it much from John O'Ford, the 5'8". There's Weedy Baker winds up. So, Novo McGrill in a dummy half. Novo McGrill back to John. John set play for Mataora. Flicks it out the back. But that wasn't the time. That wasn't the place. But they might get a reprieve here, the Cook Islands.
Cook Islands ball. Cook Islands ball. Scrum now.
Well, they will, but again, the desperation displayed by this PNG team. Watson Boas on this occasion, but time after time, if there's a loose ball on the football field, PNG are going to get the football. So unfortunately for Boas, he knocked the football on, but he's always the first there.
So despite the scoreline, Papua New Guinea 12, the Cook Islands 6, it's almost been twice the amount of tackles that Papua New Guinea have been asked to make inside their own area of the field as Ford spins it across. Early possession for Glenn, the captain. Ase Boas does well, but eventually goes back to Ford, and Ford, just this defence from Papua New Guinea. Brutal stuff. Adex Wera this time. Now to Glenn. Glenn back to Mataora, making his presence felt early in his contribution. Dummy half. Now it goes away again to the debutant. Short pass to Weedy Baker. Well, the pass was from Torado, and Weedy Baker scores the try. And now a chance to level things up.
Well, you said it, Joel. Torado, the pass. It was the look out the back, play short. It fooled everyone. Look at this. Subtle hands, looks out the back to Isaac John. This will look so good from front on. You'll see his eyes. You'll see where he's looking at. Out the back, there he goes. Absolutely fools the PNG defensive line. They all slide off to the outside man and straight through under the post. A Weedy Baker. And they needed that in the Cook Islands because you mentioned it. They dominated possession. They'd had all the opportunity and they were still behind on the scoreboard.
Weedy Baker scores the try, and back to the man who gave the pass. Well, he's almost a kid. He's playing Holden Cup for the Gold Coast Titans. Kobe Torado. He's a switched-on kid, not just on the field, but he's on his way to completing a Bachelor of Business. And that try is a huge try in the context of this one. They were down 12-0. Daniela scores a try. Weedy Baker scores a try. And now John, a gift to square it up, 12 apiece.
We mentioned how the Boas brothers were probably controlling the game a bit better than the Cook Islands. Well, I've got to give Isaac John that try. That was his kicking game that got the repeated set. The big banana kick back from the sideline in front of the goal post. They get the repeated set. And Weedy Baker, don't players come alive when they get close to try line, players in motion. It's a good game of football.
Ronnie, to give you an idea about how big an effort this is. So Papua New Guinea, I have mentioned this earlier, 8 million people. The national sport is rugby league. The Cook Islands comprise of 15 islands, a population of just 25,000 people. And you think about all the rugby league players that have come out of there. Per capita, I understand that there is no more registered players in the world than the Cook Islands per capita.
Wow, that's great.
I love their rugby league. I was also speaking to a couple of the guys who have just been heart and soul. Charles Carlson, the president of the Cook Islands Rugby League, and Charlie Hoff has been a trainer there forever. And in the past, Mark Yasnia, you know, the NRL players would come back. They wouldn't take it so serious. It was their chance to get out of the NRL bubble, so to speak. But it has been so professional, the camp. with Tony Iro, the coach, and they are so proud, these men. It's a dream come true, said Charlie Hoff, the trainer, that this nation is taking their rugby league so serious. As Ford gets onto a torpedo, Pandia, another test. He lets it bounce, and here comes the kick through for Glenn. But a bad clash in the end, Alex Glenn with Richard Pandia.
Well, the commitment displayed. Look at Pandia. He's only got eyes for Alex Glenn. Glenn tries to get boot the ball to make the most of the opportunity. It was a great kick. Pandia couldn't get anywhere near the bomb. Oh. Amian almost takes an elbow as well.
Tell you what, he's hard as nails, Pandia.
Oh,
he looked to be in the harder position, but he's obviously got Alex Glenn in a bad position.
They're as tough as nails, the PNG team. I have to go back. Olam, what about his defence up here? Shut the play down as we were talking. Great defence. Glenn looks... He might have a big cork in that thigh. And they, unfortunately, half-time is going to be the worst thing that can happen for him.
Yeah, that's true.
They hurt when they get cold.
You want to keep them moving, don't you? So, inside the final 2-12 all. What a test match to start things here. Fox League.
Oh, I think it's Pandia's head that corks him in the thigh.
Richard Pandia.
It's tough as nails. Look at the commitment they display. PNG, you can tell it's their #1 national sport.
You feel good about the scoreline, don't you, Mark Gasnier? Because you feel as though this has pretty much been the game. It feels like a 12-all game.
And I think PNG will actually take more out of it because of the lack of opportunity they've had. Their conversion rate when it comes to attack, converting possession into points, is really good. Cook Islands, on the other hand, probably they could fix their execution.
Almost 2/3 of the match has been spent at this side of the field. And Stargroth Amian. So Tommy Butterfield onto the field at dummy half now. To Watson Boas, to Reece Martin. Ase Boas. Good defensive set from the Cook Islands. Hang time aplenty here for Nickel Clockstad. Can they find themselves in a field goal range here, the Cook Islands? Ruben Rennie. Not with defence like that from Papua New Guinea, they won't. Not Val McGreal. Short side goes Masters. They might have time here for a long range one as Masters claimed the penalty, wouldn't come. Mataora back to Isaac John, fires it out wide to Nikore, puts the kick through, but not the best of kicks from the back row playing centre this afternoon. And Avian will get it back for Papua New Guinea.
And it was only the 4th. I thought they could have taken the tackle and potentially had a shot at goal. You've got to remember, there is no 7 tackle sets. And now they give away a penalty off the back of it. Nickel Clockstad. What can PNG do? They're going to get one play. They're going to take the tap. Oh, the tap and chip.
Here they go, and chasing through Tete. He's already got one. Thompson Tete. If he takes that, he had chance. Nickel Clockstad burning down his back, but at half-time, a riveting first half here at Campbelltown Stadium. Papua New Guinea 12, Cook Islands 12. Wow. Thompson Tete, he thought perhaps he could pick up a second. It wasn't to be, and they're clapping, and so they should. It's a fantastic first half from the Cook Islands and Papua New Guinea. Let's go down to the touchline now with Hannah Hollis.
Isaac John, slow first start to the first half, but momentum started to swing your way. What did you make of it?
No, I think we started off well. We just missed a couple of opportunities, a couple of tries disallowed. If we get a couple of those, I think we'll be leading into the half up.
All right, good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the case. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Isaac John. But the stage is set for the second half. Stay with us right here on Fox League. Pacific Test Day just heating up.
Nothing beats Thursday Night League